Hey guys, welcome back. This is some big news for Ondo, and it's actually from a couple days ago, but I still think it's relevant. And personally, in today's markets, I can guarantee you that a lot of you guys watching this video did not even see that this came across your desk, myself included. I kind of was late to this one, but I want to still share my thoughts on it because this is a big one all over X. I'm going to give you my opinion on what Ondo's doing right now, because there is a global alliance that has been formed to kind of shape and reshape, I should say, how tokenized securities are going to be carried out and how this is going to be orchestrated within this huge RWA boom that we are seeing. Okay, so let's get into it. Guys, if you're new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, join us here on the platform. I want to also talk to you about why we're talking about Ondo. Ondo is on my short list of cryptos that I am bullish about. Okay, anytime you can get Ondo finance, in my personal opinion, under $1, gets me excited. All right, now what I'm sharing with you guys in this video is not financial advice. You want to make sure that you do all your research and due diligence. I'll never tell you to buy or sell a crypto. Just going to talk to you about kind of my feelings on this one. All right, so the first thing we're going to dive into before we get going is we are going to look at this price of Ondo on a day where we are looking at the markets kind of into the red. Say has been kind of outperforming the last few days, but Ondo for the most part, as we look at it, now trading down there at 38th in market cap. It's kind of taking it off the chin a little bit. All right, so we are trading at 71 cents. We're down 29.1% on the month. So discount on aisle 4 if you do believe in Ondo Finance. Probably my top RWA play outside of a little bit within Chainlink and HBAR in some form or fashion, if you want to clump that into the category. But Ondo, okay, 71 cents. This is kind of like a back up the truck moment for me. Personally, we were talking about Ondo Finance at 40, 50, and around that 40, 50 cents territory. And a lot of traders were able to make some extreme success looking at that all-time price level of Ondo. And the one thing that does get me excited about trading Ondo is it's not been around for quite some time. Okay, this has been a relatively naive crypto. I always talk about it's still, in my opinion, in its infancy. I did allude a little bit to these parallel channels that we have been running, and we have been seeing this 4 different instances back in April, May. We saw at the end of May as well as in the early part of June, and it kind of sets up for where we would see right here, right about right now. Okay, the mid to later part of June. It's kind of every 3 weeks, Ondo has had a little bit of an upsurge kickback, if you will, but we have broken down below this support and this floor that was acting at a pretty good barrier here for Ondo at around 80 cents. And this breakdown from where we're at right here, right now, really does set up for some clearance pricing on Ondo if you do believe in the long-term plays of RWA. So that's kind of how my thoughts are on the price action of Ondo. As always, guys, I'll never tell you to buy or sell a crypto. Also, though, if you do want to trade any crypto, even outside of Ondo, please check out my link down below for BTCC. They are an affiliate of mine, 10% bonus on your first time deposit. And alongside that, guys, 40% lower trading fees. So if you are a spot or leverage trader in the game, check them out. No VPN KYC is required. And that's where you could trade up to 500x leverage. Please be very careful with that if you do choose to do so. It's extremely volatile, but make sure that BTCC is right for you, where you're located, understand their terms and conditions. And if you want to start trading, links are down below. Okay, but this is kind of where we're going to go segue into X, and you can see this actual post that I brought up from Ondo. All right, and if you don't follow me on X, you can find my handle in the description in the bottom left of your screen. That's where you're going to want to follow me on there, because I do post some videos there and kind of more information updates in real time. But this is where they have announced the Global Markets Alliance. Now, what is the Global Markets Alliance, and why is this important to Ondo? All right, well, this is kind of where they're going to bring together leading wallets, exchanges, and custodians to bring the capital markets on-chain and really set the standard for interoperability of on-chain stocks. Okay, so you can see kind of the including members of this alliance, and you can see Ondo's partnered there within Solana Foundation, Jupiter, BitGet Wallet, also. We're seeing this a little bit more so. You can see kind of the other members, right? BitGo, we see Fireblocks, Rainbow, Alpaca, Trust Wallet, some big names and leaders within the crypto space. And a lot of you guys are saying, why is this important? Well, you can see kind of how this is kind of developing, right? The RWA sector, I think, is just so much in its infancy, okay? It's essentially like we're saying, okay, guys, here are the top 5 RWA plays in the industry. and we don't have anything set up in place ready to roll. Okay, imagine once this actually does get carried out. That's kind of why I'm bullish on Ondo. They really haven't even got going with what they look to deliver, and within kind of the way that the United States government is coming along within Ondo being featured there. I think this is a very strong partnership, and this collaboration with the Global Markets Alliance kind of is a bullish news segment for the day. This was actually back on June 17th when this was announced, but as they look to reshape how RWA is carried out, you can see kind of why from this post on X, okay, and this was coming out and kind of in why this is going to be important. Okay, so together the alliance will help shape the best practices and standards for tokenized securities and around interoperability, investor protections, liquidity, composability, and streamline user access to tokenized RWAs. Okay, I pretty much can say it. I don't have a belief in my head that the word of 2025 for crypto is tokenization. Okay, that's kind of where my head's at. That's where I'm kind of aligning myself with. Okay, and then you can see kind of where they're trying to push finance forward. Okay, that was coming out from the COO of Jupiter, okay, Cash Donda, talking about, we are proud to be joining this alliance to help push finance forward, making it simple, trading these assets accessible for every person on the planet with an internet connection. Okay, so tokenization, this is the big niche and subsector within cryptocurrency, and you can see it, guys, up 250% just on this year alone. Now over 23 billion is where the RWA sector sits at, after only being at $8.6 billion at the start of this year. And this is kind of where you look into what actually this means. And a lot of you guys may be watching this because you've heard of Ondo Finance. You're not quite sure what it brings to the table, but just think about kind of what tokenizing assets actually can do. Okay, we're talking about cars, we're talking about rental properties, real estate, securities, bonds, treasuries. The list goes on and on and on. And if you believe in crypto and you don't believe in RWA, there's probably a disconnect somewhere in where your guys' heads are within cryptocurrency, because I personally think out of all the niches, right, we could talk gaming, we could talk AI, we could talk infrastructure, maybe outside of real world transactions, like such as what XRP can bring to the table with utility. The RWA utility is strong, and it's a complete viable resource, I think, as we see the modern financial world continue to develop. Okay, so I wanted to share with you guys that big update. That's kind of what we have coming about on the news. This is a kind of a we're rehashing the big storyline coming out from June 17th, the global alliance that has been formed. And pretty much you got me when they said Ondo and Solana are combining forces. So it'll be interesting to see this one play out. And these are just the building blocks, right? The stepping stones down the roadmap, right? And it seems like outside of maybe, a couple other cryptos, Ondo, the RWA plays, they have, I think, Chainlink and Ondo, for my money, they just basically have these huge news developments, but they have not been seeing the price impacts, and that's okay. Okay, build a quality product, then everybody kind of FOMOs in, and then we get the ball rolling. Okay, but I would love to be early versus late, and that's why we were talking about Ondo at around 40-50 cents, and here we are, guys. Even when we're down 30%, we're still up on this trade. So Ondo is a long-term hold for me. It's not financial advice, just kind of how I'm playing my Ondo finance. So you're welcome to do whatever you want to do with your own capital, but that's my update for today. Appreciate you all tuning in. Give me a couple minutes of your time. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on your way out. Also, be sure to check out BTCC if you want to start trading, and we'll see you guys all in the next video. Cheers.